Hello, dear Scorpio. I am Jamie Dawn, your revolutionary astrologer, bringing you your December. I had to think for a second. What month are we in? December 2021. And this is if you have your sun, moon, or rising sign in Scorpio. And I'm placing it on the first house. So this means that the moon and Mars, we kick off the month here, Neptune direct in your fifth house in Pisces, moon and Mars canoodling in your sign and making a trine to Neptune direct. So this means that your first and fifth house are being energized. And so you may feel some intense emotions about who you are, how you're perceived by others, how you want to show up in the world, and your psychic and intuitive nature may be at an all-time high. So if somebody is on your mind, reach out to them. Or don't be surprised if there's information that shows up that could trigger some sort of emotional response and drive you to take action. And in doing so, this action could be something that you're able to express through healing, through great compassion. Now, also, it may be that some secrets are coming out that you had some rose-colored glasses on in regards to something that maybe your child was doing or something that you were thinking your child was supposedly doing and realized they weren't. It could also be that there was a love affair, somebody you're dating that suddenly isn't quite who they thought they were. Now, it's also possible that there are a few of you who are dating somebody that this particular energy gives you a chance to go, we actually really like each other and maybe we're going to take this to the next level. Let's talk about it, or let's just have some fun here and figure out how we can continue to deepen this relationship. I will say that some of you Scorpios who are single may draw to you during this week and into the following week, somebody who is in your life to help you heal. If you've been through a really difficult relationship dynamic in the past, that you could draw someone new in that just lets you kind of, I hate the term getting over somebody, you get under somebody else, because it sounds so casual or flippant, but it also can be very healing here for you and giving yourself an opportunity just to connect and have some fun. I think that's important, especially because Venus is in shadow before she retrogrades. I'll get to that. But first, we have a new moon eclipse. It's the last one in the Gemini Sagittarius energy. And this is going to be on the first weekend of December, the 3rd, 4th, depending on where we are in the world. And it's in your second house. So this is going to be energizing some new belief systems, maybe releasing some old patterns about the things that you may have held on to with your possessions, maybe with finances and the way in which you are using your resources and the things that you value. And so you're going to hopefully have some new realizations about what you've outgrown in regards to maybe cleaning out literally some clutter or some items in your home. But it also could be that some of you are leaving your current roles and you're excelling into a new role because you're allowing yourself to be free. And you're allowing yourself to get rid of anything that seems toxic. It's like this is a blank slate for you. And with this second house, it's about your values. And the other thing is I would say that there could be some of you who are releasing, because with a new moon, yes, we're starting new things very often, but also we're releasing something because space has been created so that something new can come in. And so here you are offering yourself into this new place of, I've done my personal work, hopefully, and I'm ready to show up in a new way that can take me to that next level and allow me to communicate, because we're dealing with Gemini Sagittarius, communicate the information or the knowledge or the way in which I can even take some abstract concepts and put them into tangible, real form. This second house is about real form, physicalness, right? And what you're going to be looking at as well are ways in which maybe you held back and now it's like, I'm going for this. Now, December, even though it does have the Venus retrograde here, it's not necessarily a bad time to initiate some things. And so I would offer, enjoy it, because most of the planets are direct now. The other thing that I will point out is that we have Mars and Jupiter squaring off shortly after this new moon eclipse, and that could energize you in a way that says, hold on, I need to make sure that my home isn't threatened. I need to make sure that my freedom is still here. And I'm really driven to make sure that the people who depend on me, my roots, my ancestry, the past may come here for me to wrestle with a little bit, to say, am I sure about these new intentions? Am I sure about these belief systems? And then how can I fiercely protect them in a way that also gives me what I need? Now, Venus and Pluto are going to canoodle in your third house. So Venus and Pluto are in Capricorn, in this third house where you take the communication and the connections very seriously. And when they make this canoodle on the 10th, 11th, that'll be the first one, is that they're going to energize, where do you feel you have the most power? Maybe it's the power of your voice, right? And it gives you an opportunity to be able to use it in a way that can be building, it can be uplifting. Maybe you take a more serious approach to learning, or in the way in which you are connecting with others. This is a great time if you're wanting to deepen the way in which you and, say, your beloved, or if you are dating somebody, or if it's just somebody that you care about, it gives you a chance to be able to maybe have a more difficult conversation with them that you wouldn't have had before, but you may feel empowered to do it. And you may go really deep, because Pluto is your modern ruler, which is not unusual for you. You may go really deep into, hey, these are the reasons that I feel this way, and the relationship is more important than the subject matter, so I'm going to fight for it, and I'm going to make sure that what we will come out on the other side is a more mature way of relating to each other. December 13th, Mars will enter Sagittarius, further pushing you to focus on your worth, on your values, on your income even. And then Mercury also enters Capricorn that day. And so your third house is further emphasized with that Capricorn energy, looking for ways in which you can achieve things. And so here you may really be focused on, okay, it's the end of the calendar year. How do I energize my next few months even to increase my income, to be able to provide for my everyday needs, as well as provide for my family or for those who are dependent on me, or, and this could be coworkers. I mean, we all have different people that are dependent on us. And with Mars entering Sagittarius here, it's driving you. Mars is your traditional ruler. So it may give you that sense of, I'm going to die on this hill. Maybe some dogma kicks in about, these are my values and I refuse to compromise them. That actually builds trust. And trust and intimacy are so important for all of us. But I know in particular, Scorpio, those are the things that you're working with. The other piece of this is that the first part of December may give you a really clear indication of somebody from the past coming back, so that you can have some communication and take a more serious approach with them about, okay, if we're going to re-energize this relationship, or we're going to do business together, how do we do it differently? Because the way we did it before didn't work. And I point to that because Venus will retrograde on December 19th. And when Venus is retrograde, Venus is about our finances, our relationships, about love, romance, that sort of thing. And when she's retrograde, she invites us to come inside, to do a little bit more internal work. Her retrograding in your third house is about all of those conversations, all the connections, the way in which you learn. And sometimes we learn through experience. And the experiences that you may have are things from the past coming back, whether it's a financial decision, whether it's a relationship decision. I'm using the word decision here because we're working with third house, which is all about learning, and it's all about connecting in your local community and things like that. And we also have a full moon in Sagittarius on the same day, on December 19th, energizing that second and eighth house. So you may find yourself having something or someone from the past coming back to revisit certain conversations that need to let go of a belief system that you held on to, that maybe kept you stuck, maybe kept you stubborn. This is a great time for forgiveness, a great time for healing, so that you can move forward. Now, I will say that the heavier side of this could be that somebody exits your life. somebody that is toxic, somebody that no longer serves you. It may be a job, it could be a boss, it could be a lover, it could be a spouse. And part of that is because you just are at an impasse, and because you've done the internal work in order to say, this is what I value, and I'm going to take this very seriously, and I can't compromise this anymore because I care too much about me and I care too much about this relationship. And sometimes when a relationship breaks down, it is to build up the other person and ourselves. Sometimes a lot of growth happens when a relationship ends. And, I was talking to somebody the other day about relationships ending or changing, and how, they were saying, well, I'm afraid that this person is going to end up with somebody else and be the better version. Yeah, that's what happens. Sometimes when we're with somebody, we get to a point where it stagnates, and the only way to create the growth is to leave. And that person can work through the pain and the suffering and the discomfort, and so can you. And then you find yourselves in a better place so that when you do partner with somebody new, you're a better version of yourself. I just mentioned that because a few of you Scorpios may have that coming up. Now, on the financial side, you may end up releasing some income and gaining some new income. This is an inheritance time. This is a time where your legacy can be energized by the people that you partner with, or by the income that you bring in. The other thing is we have a winter solstice. The sun moves into Capricorn on December 21st. This is further emphasizing that third house, giving you some energy to say, take yourself a little bit seriously, or at least what you believe seriously, what you want to communicate seriously. A few of you will really look at, what, I value my family, I value my local community, that, my core group, and that's enough for me. And that what you're looking at is, how can I achieve more things in my life that I can learn, or that I can communicate and connect, so that others can benefit. Now, the third and first house makes a natural sextile. So this Capricorn energy can really energize you to let people know, hey, this is what I need to achieve something, or I want to help you to be a better version of yourself, or I want to help you achieve something, or I want to maybe take on something that lets me communicate a subject matter that takes wisdom. Some of you are the wisdom keepers because you've been through hell and back. You know what it's like to regenerate and rebirth yourself. This also is, I'll point to the relationship side of things, where you have further energy around taking on subject matters on a more serious approach. And what I mean by the more serious or mature approach is, you realize one conversation may not cover it. This may be multiple conversations. This is also where you take your time. Venus retrograde back to a canoodling with Pluto on Christmas evening into the 26th, further emphasizing this third house. So if you haven't had a chance to have those bigger conversations, more mature approach to it, you will. This is another opportunity for deep and profound healing, for opportunities to be able to clear up contracts or agreements that maybe you've made that just weren't clean, or there is still some stickiness to it. A few of you may have separations that need to be finalized, or it may be that you come together in a bigger way because now forgiveness takes place, and that you have a chance to be able to draw into you those beautiful conversations that say, I'm not going to run from the pain. I'm going to stand here with you, and we're going to find, because Pluto deals with power, I'm going to stand up in the middle of this fire. No, I won't get burned. And I'm going to have power with another, not over. And that's where the deeper healing comes in. And you'll find that the more you empower yourself by owning all of your stuff, by not projecting, and also by not grabbing or clinging on to something, but just really being in a place of equanimity, you'll find that it keeps the space open for the deeper conversations to happen. December 29th, Jupiter re-enters the sign of Pisces, further energizing that fifth house. So if there is some form of dating, love, romance, children, pleasure, this is the fifth house. So if you feel like it's been a little stagnant, or you feel like there's been some frustration around it, just wait. When Jupiter enters Pisces again. That will speed some things up, or at least give you some flow to get more information, psychic hits, pay attention to your dreams, also a chance to use compassion and healing if there have been any relationship dynamics that have been just really in your craw, as they say. The other thing is Mercury will canoodle with Venus and Pluto during that time. And so you'll find that as you leave the year of 2021 and move into 2022, that this is a chance for you to do some deeper healing. It gives you a chance to also express your beautiful healing gifts that you have, and others will be seeking you out. And you can find great pleasure in just maybe travel, maybe escaping a little bit through various means. Just do be careful that the escapism doesn't turn into the addictive qualities of it. And I will offer that a few of you Scorpios, especially those of you who are single, will have a chance to be able to connect with somebody from your past and make some good final decisions with them during this time. If you're bonded, if you're a Scorpio who's bonded and the relationship seems to be going perfectly fine, I sense that during the month of December, you'll travel with your beloved, or the two of you will be welcoming a lot of family and friends into your lives. And there's a lot of celebration. And it happens not necessarily in a gregarious way, unless some of you are partnered with, a sign that is much more social and gregarious, but this allows you to feel the depth of the intimacy or the connection that you have with those that you care the most about. And this increases your sense of value or your sense of worth. And I will say that just as one little personal growth point that some of you Scorpios can do is you can increase your value or your self-worth by doing that personal work of saying, why do I deserve to sit here at this table? Or why do I deserve to have this job or this position here? And really make your list of accomplishments. I think that's the other thing with all that Capricorn energy in your third house, is that this is about you saying, I have done a lot in my life. Let me list those out and let me reread them. And that's the value or the role that I get to play with others. And that's why I deserve to have that raise, or I deserve this relationship, or I deserve to have the income that I have. All right. I really hope that this helps. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. Come find me at jamiedawn.com. And I look forward to hearing how the month of December goes for you, Scorpio. Have a great month.